The sky did not just turn dark, it tore wide open. Imagine standing in the heart of a thriving metropolis, surrounded by monumental walls of stone and brick, when suddenly, a flash brighter than 1,000 suns bleeds across the horizon. In a fraction of a second, the air itself turns into a furnace, reaching temperatures so extreme that the very pottery in your hands begins to liquefy and turn to glass. There is no time to run, no time to cry out, and nowhere to hide. An invisible, silent wave of kinetic energy, moving faster than the speed of sound, shears massive fortresses right off their foundations, instantly vaporizing an entire civilization into a continuous blanket of ash and charcoal. For nearly 4 millennia, humanity looked at this apocalyptic catastrophe through a single lens. The ancient biblical narrative of Sodom and Gomorrah, a tale of a legendary paradise erased from existence by a rain of fire and brimstone. To the modern academic world, it was nothing more than a powerful allegory, a mythological campfire story designed to inspire awe and fear. But what happens when the soil finally speaks? What happens when a team of world-renowned scientists and archaeologists unearth a ghost city buried under 5 feet of pure ash, bearing the distinct, undeniable fingerprints of a cosmic cataclysm? We are stepping directly into the epicenter of a prehistoric ground zero, where ancient scripture and advanced astrophysics collide to expose a terrifying truth that history tried to bury forever. Long before it became a universal symbol of ruin, Sodom was the crown jewel of the ancient world. According to the ancient scrolls of Genesis, this metropolis was nestled within the ultra-fertile plains of the Jordan River Valley, a landscape so lush, vibrant, and well-watered that early writers compared it to the legendary Garden of Eden. It was a bustling hub of commerce, protected by monumental fortifications and blessed with immense agricultural wealth. Yet, historical texts suggest that this unprecedented prosperity bred a profound cultural decay. The ancient accounts describe a society that had grown deeply fractured, where institutional arrogance and a complete disregard for the vulnerable grew so severe that their collective actions are said to have echoed as a cry for cosmic justice. As the narrative unfolds, a quiet tension grips the city. A man named Lot, recognized for his integrity amidst the surrounding chaos, receives a sudden, urgent visitation. Mysterious messengers, cloaked in an aura of gravity, deliver a chilling ultimatum. An imminent, overwhelming reckoning is about to descend upon the valley, and survival hinges on immediate departure. Under the cover of dawn, Lot and his family are hurried toward the mountains with one absolute, psychological condition ringing in their ears: move forward, press on, and under no circumstances look back at the world they are leaving behind. The climax of this ancient lore delivers an enduring, haunting image. As a torrential downpour of specialized devastation consumes the valley, Lot's wife succumbs to an overwhelming impulse. She hesitates, turning her gaze back toward the fading grandeur of her home. In that single moment of disobedience, the text claims she was instantly crystallized, transformed into a permanent pillar of salt, left behind as a silent monument on a poisoned landscape. From that day forward, the 5 cities of the plain vanished completely from human sight, leaving behind an empty, silent expanse that would mystify historians and explorers for thousands of years. For generations, the geographical location of this vanished empire remained one of history's greatest blank spaces, hidden somewhere along the desolate perimeter of the Dead Sea. The turning point arrived in the opening decade of the 21st century, when a team of seasoned archaeologists led by Dr. Stephen Collins set their sights on a massive, enigmatic mound in modern-day Jordan known as Tal El Hammam. Satellite data and ancient topographies pointed to this exact coordinate, a sprawling, heavily fortified urban center that dominated the region during the Bronze Age, possessing the exact strategic and economic footprint described in the ancient texts. As the trowels met the earth and the team excavated through successive layers of ordinary historical occupation, they eventually breached a stratum dating precisely to 1650 BCE. What they uncovered beneath the dirt sent a shockwave through the academic community. This was not a site that had gently decayed under the weight of time. It was a snapshot of instantaneous, overwhelming devastation. The team struck a continuous, 5-foot-thick matrix composed entirely of dark charcoal, fine gray ash, and pulverized mud brick that completely blanketed the lower city. The physical anomalies grew more profound with every layer removed. Defensive ramparts and monumental walls designed to withstand the most fierce military rams of antiquity were completely sheared off at their lower foundations, as if struck by an omnidirectional, celestial hammer. Woven throughout this thick shroud of ash were artifact fragments and skeletal remains that had been violently displaced and shattered into microscopic fragments. The sheer kinetic violence required to reduce a thriving Bronze Age superpower into a uniform, compressed layer of dust suggested that whatever had transpired at Tal el-Hammam was entirely unprecedented in the annals of ancient warfare. As the excavated artifacts were carefully transported to advanced geological laboratories around the world, scientists began subjecting the remnants of Tal el-Hammam to rigorous microscopic and chemical analysis. What they discovered within the composition of these ancient materials transcended the boundaries of conventional historical physics. Among the recovered debris were ordinary shards of domestic pottery and structural mud bricks where the outer surfaces had undergone a dramatic transformation, melting uniformly into a smooth, glossy green layer of glass. In the realm of materials science, this process of vitrification carries profound implications. For clay and earth to liquefy into glass, the material must be exposed to sustained temperatures exceeding 2,000 degrees Celsius. To put this thermal threshold into historical perspective, standard wood-fueled fires, domestic kills, and even the most intense conflagrations resulting from ancient military warfare cap out at roughly 1,000 degrees. Even the localized eruption of a nearby volcano could not generate the atmospheric flash heat required to liquefy heavy stone and mineral compounds in this manner. Further molecular testing revealed that the thermal shockwave had not merely scorched the surface. It had occurred so rapidly and with such intensity that precious metals like gold and platinum within the structures had reached their boiling points. The structural foundations themselves bore the telltale signs of directional blast heating, where one side of an artifact was completely melted into slag while the reverse side remained relatively intact. The evidence pointed to a singular, undeniable conclusion. The city had been subjected to a brief, blinding wave of thermal radiation so immense that it surpassed the capabilities of any Bronze Age technology, leaving researchers with a profound question. What cosmic force could ignite the atmosphere with such absolute, selective fury? The definitive resolution to this historical enigma materialized in a landmark collaborative study published in the prestigious journal Nature Scientific Reports. A team of over 20 international experts in geology, astrophysics, and cosmic impact craters carefully assembled the molecular clues from the site. The culprit behind the absolute obliteration of the valley was finally identified: a colossal cosmic airburst, a massive space rock, traveling at an astonishing speed of over 60,000 kilometers per hour, entered the upper atmosphere. However, due to its immense speed and friction, it never actually collided with the ground. Instead, it detonated under extreme pressure approximately 4 kilometers above the Jordan River Valley. The atmospheric detonation released a catastrophic wave of energy that instantly re-engineered the landscape. A superheated thermal shockwave cascaded downward at the speed of sound, creating a localized furnace that instantly ignited every structure, textile, and organic element in its path. This specific celestial phenomenon perfectly mirrors the ancient descriptions of a devastating rain descending directly from the heavens, providing a rigorous, mathematical explanation for an event that was previously confined to the realm of faith. Yet, perhaps the most startling scientific revelation explains the enduring mystery of the Pillar of Salt. As the high-pressure shockwave radiated outward from the epicenter, it plowed directly into the northern edge of the nearby Dead Sea. The sheer kinetic force of the blast displaced millions of tons of hypersaline water, atomizing the heavy brine into a dense, blinding mist of vaporized salt and sulfur minerals that swept across the plains. Any biological entity caught within this hyper-concentrated atmospheric wave would have experienced instantaneous dehydration and rapid mineral incrustation. effectively turning them into a permanent part of the newly poisoned topography. The blast left the soil so highly saturated with toxic concentrations of salt that the once lush valley was rendered completely infertile, forcing humanity to abandon the region for more than 7 consecutive centuries. The silent ruins of Tal El Hammam stand today as a profound monument to the fragile intersection of human memory and cosmic reality. For thousands of years, the accounts of this valley were locked away in the realm of theological mystery, preserved by ancient scribes who used the only framework available to them to describe an unimaginable atmospheric event, what they perceived as an immediate decree of divine judgment. Modern astrophysics has revealed to be a rare, volatile vulnerability in our planetary defense. The rain of fire, the vaporized fortresses, and the landscape choked by salt were not the creative inventions of early mythology, but a highly accurate, eyewitness documentation of a cosmic airburst that rewritten history in a single, blinding flash. This striking alignment between advanced laboratory testing and ancient text challenges the very boundaries of how we interpret the past. It serves as a reminder that the boundary between myth and historical fact is often just a matter of time and technology. The stories passed down through generations are rarely empty fabrications. More often, they are the echoes of profound truths waiting for science to finally develop the tools to understand them. As we continue to excavate the quiet corners of our world, we are forced to look at ancient literature with a renewed sense of gravity, wondering how many other forgotten cataclysms are hidden within the pages of antiquity. The revelation of Sodom is true and alters our understanding of human vulnerability on this fragile planet. If you found this journey through the crossroads of faith and physics compelling, consider taking a moment to engage with the channel by leaving your thoughts in the comments below, expressing your support, and subscribing to join our ongoing exploration into the deepest enigmas of our collective past. Until our next investigation, keep questioning the boundaries of history.